Welcome back to episode 20, turn 44 of this Hinnom multiplayer series. It seems like my first episode coming back went well in recording, so I'm excited to get this going. So, as a quick recap, last turn we were doing some raiding on Marverni, continuing that war, and we were trying to do some sort of mind game, some fights on him. We were attacking his capital to sort of put him in a more defensive mindset when he had a little bit of a stack walking towards us. We were also sitting on one of his forts, hoping to catch some of his troops counter-raiding it. On the Berytos front, we saw his first Doomstack walking towards one of our forts. We set up a Melqart trap with him, had a bunch of fluffers with him. He also had a Melqart raiding us, and we were teleporting a Melqart to assassinate him. Well, not mechanically assassinate him, just man-fight him in a teleport phase battle. So I took a quick glance at this already. We had one site. There's a death site or an earth site. Okay, the underworld. I think this is 3 or 4 total gems, mostly earth. It has gnomes. Oh, that's a spoiler. You didn't see that. Yeah, 3 gems. Has a gnome, which is a very valuable cross path, but with it's right on the border with Hinnom. You're gonna see it, aren't you? Anyway, well, it's a valuable independent mage, but it's on the border with Berytos, so where's the messages? So it's not something we can fort right away. So it's probably gonna be a while until it's forted, since it's in such a hot spot. So I think in game I forget about it for a while, and by the time I remember it, it's quite a ways later. So for fights, well, I guess for actions, you can see a couple teleports. Still doing remote site searching. We're getting bishop fish, which I don't know if we're mentioned. Here in this lake on the right. I'm not sure if I want to reveal the battles that have happened, but you haven't seen yet. But have a couple bishop fish. Here's a second one. We're equipping them with flying carpets to help give them some map movement speed, since they're terribly slow without it. But it's a way to use water gems for us. This was a free lab we got anyways, so it made sense to do it. Yeah. So Holy Threes are really useful. They can sacrifice or blood sack for holy points, which this area needs, and can claim thrones as well. So let's get to the battles though. I think this is our first teleport. This is counter thugging. So you can see our highly equipped and specialized Melqart versus his Melqart. He did not buy PD, so that's a big plus for this type of fight, where we're not distracted fighting people, and where he can potentially get some free hits on us. So for script, we are doing nothing. We are just simply ordering him to attack right away. The idea for that is what script is really going to help fight versus him. Our Bless is Reinvig, Blood Surge, and Lightning Resistance. Blood Surge doesn't do anything unless we kill something. So it gives 3 attack skill, 3 strength. It would help a little bit, but it's not a big difference maker. Astral Shield is an option, but its magic resistance to like not be affected Melqarts have pretty high magic resistance, so it might not even proc in the whole fight. Additionally, we could body Ethereal, but he's got a magic weapon, so it only blocks the gore, which could matter, maybe, but eh. I'd rather just get in there as quickly as possible while he's casting spells. Like you can see, I'm already attacking after he has 2 spells up. Whereas if I do any buffing, he'd have more self buffs up. And I think the buffs favor him over favoring me. Yeah, so you can see I hit him. Think he hits me, but he misses. You can see that the repel value is a big help in this type of fight too for the bonus attack. Gosh, can't tell which is which. I guess the red Melqart is his. So we hit him with the Axe of Hate for 16 damage, and then we hit him with Fatigue and Disease for 26. Does that mean he takes 26 fatigue? I guess so. So that's a pretty huge huge value right there for himself. He also gets a chest wound from our Axe of Hate, our Flesh Eater. Yeah. Anything else? The Flesh Eater hit for 15 damage. Does it show the prot roll? Or 24 net? A little hard to follow that text. But that's the first round of attacks. He misses with both attacks, was it? Yeah, he misses both attacks. Got a lucky very high defense skill roll, I guess. And the repel blocks his score. Second round, he hit again. Let's do it from this one. Takes, I guess, 13 fatigue damage this time. Takes a bit of chip damage, well, not little good chunks of damage. It looks like he didn't hit yet. Okay, so we got 3 rounds of attack off thanks to the quickness. And he only got 1 attack off. So that's showing the value of these boots of quickness. You get two like rounds of attack per the enemy's 1, but also the combat speed lets you attack first. So good value out of this kit. Easily dispatch that Melqart of his. In the real battle, it goes our way as well. Our next teleport fight, we have a semi-specialized guy for these sheds. Basically just regeneration and a bunch of lightning resistance. He doesn't have armor piercing damage, which isn't really needed for this fight. But this Archdevil does have an armor piercing damage weapon, so he could, in theory, do some work on us if we're attacking something not the Archdevil. Looks like we just healed. So we're doing a full fire script. Phoenix power to raise... Oh, that's him, never mind. We're doing personal luck, blessing, maybe astral shield. Body ethereal is not needed in this fight, since we have good prot for crappy province defense. We're doing resist magic. Not sure if that's needed. Maybe he could have teleported something in here or stealth something, but yeah, so this is us post buffing. You can see very low fatigue. This is why Reinvig's important. should just start chopping stuff. Fire elemental's not a big risk to us. We have innate fire resistance on the Melqart. In addition to prot, it should block most of the fire elemental's damage. Let's see, you can see these lightning attacks are not doing any damage against the shock resistance. Guess the minus... I'm not sure why it's showing minus damage roll for their attacks. Noticeably the Archdevil is on casting spells, not sort of fighting it in melee, so that's the one thing we were concerned about is not happening in his group. Let's just speed it up a bit. So yeah, this Melqart's pretty much immune to everything that they're doing in this fight. There's a weird passing. Did he roll? No. What? Oh, he's enraged? Incinerate? Did he, like, cast rage on us? I'm not sure I've ever noticed that before. Don't know if that happened in the real battle, but... guess he's berserking? Not sure how enraged works. Does he have morale? Still has 22 morale. I don't know. But yeah, now we're just sort of fighting these shed in melee. Again, 13 damage on their melees with some shock bonus damage, and it's not going to do a whole lot versus us. We have, 17 protection plus a shield, so kind of block the physical portion of the attack a good chunk of the way. Some chip damage might come in, but we have regeneration to endure chip damage. So yeah, we're just gonna chop up these shots for a good while. No, it's likely he's gonna HP route, so we won't get this Archdevil. The Archdevil will just fly away. Taking these shed out of the fight's a big plus for us. If and when we do look to do a big troop battle, these shed, or we can't get enough lightning resistance on our national troops to, like, endure these shed well. So yeah. That's about how I recall it going. We killed all but one of the sheds. The Archdevil retreats when they HP route. Next battle is us raiding. Is this just a averagely kitted fire Melqart? It's just slingers, easy victory for us, right? Yeah. We have Marverni attacking us. This is his big doom stack that I'm not sure if we really talked about it last turn, but it's hovering around his cap area. And we're just kind of ignoring it, raiding elsewhere, forcing him to just sort of defensively raid back. I think the idea for him is he's just trying to catch Melqarts with this army. Though he does have spell focus here. Do all of these? No. Looks like it's mostly a Gift of Heaven build still. He's using these sages as slaves. Let's see, 4 slaves, so he's kind of doing the minimum number to just like spam spells and blow up his communion slaves. Or like he doesn't mind blowing up the communion slaves. But there's more than... there's more than like 5... These guys not communioning in now. Alright, no. We see Divine Blessing, Gifts from Heaven, Curse, Legions of Steel. It's interesting. Well, I guess he does have human troops here. From his Bless we see Fortitude, Poison Resist, Bless. Nothing too scary for us. Yeah. But like you can see, like, the bulk of my HP was here. Like, what, 6-7 tiles away from where these Gift from Heavens work, so these aren't accurate spells for killing Melqarts or small raiders. You're probably going to see some friendly fire, but no, I kill him with the Soul Slay. Next up we have some counter raiding, just taking back a province. They have 1 PD. Easy. Right? It's not the right fight. This one? Yeah. You see Marvy bouncing with an Atlantis stack. That's a big communion. We'll look at that in a bit. And Marverni, we're attacking his capital with a thug. You can see it's just capital PD. Should easily kill this. It's fully buffed up. Yep, just sort of standard gear. Just Marverni human troops really just don't do anything versus me. They're just human statted stuff. We have more protection than what they can reliably hit with for damage. Is this a little priest standing around? Yeah. So we're just chopping them up. Not sure why they weren't fighting there. Looked like they stood there for a round or two, not shooting or running away. So yeah, we take Marverni. We sit on his capital with this thug. Next we have a battle raiding Berytos, I believe. 1 PD, not worth watching. So let's look at some of the other battles going on. Marverni is fighting outside of his fortress here against this besieging Atlantis stack. So for Marverni, there was 18 mages here. Probably everyone sitting inside. Has a couple boars with living water. So, yeah, none of these are cat mages, so just this recruit anywhere sort of combat mages. Not a lot of boars here. You know, maybe 30 total, 40 maybe. Against Atlantis, he has these deep ones. These are size 2 double attackers with some innate resistances, pretty scary. Low protection though. Warriors of the Deep, again double resistances, double attacks, 4 attacks per square. Pretty efficient troops. We see a sea troll. I don't see any sea trolls in the commanders, so he's on sparse lines, sparse skirmisher formations to survive the Gift from Heavens better. For mages, these are cat mages. This guy is equipped to thug. This guy is equipped to thug. This guy is equipped to thug. Looks like everyone's there to thug. So, not sure if we're going to see Atlantis do any big combat spells. Divine Blessing. Is that anti-magic for him? No. Saw Marble Warriors. Did we see jumps? I don't think we saw jumps. This Marble Warriors does need jumps. So we have Gift of Heaven coming out. Not sure what turned the map red there. Here comes the gift from heaven. So you can see it's not very accurate against sparse formations. And Marverni's boars are already routed pretty much on contact with the enemy. And he's doing sort of a half HP route, and there's the rest HP routing. So, not enough meat for Marverni to sling out spells. Let's see what communion setup he did. 5 slaves, so he's just getting a near minimum boost to cast spells. So yeah, easy win for Atlantis. He lost a lot more in this fight than what it seemed like what we saw. But Marverni's losses look pretty accurate. Like the communion slaves probably were sleeping and died, and the rest got away. Inside that fortress now, Atlantis is attacking inside. He does have a lot less troops here, so maybe those losses were accurate to the replay battle. So yeah, just boars inside, some crap troops. Now these would have been a lot more useful in that fight outside the fort, just to add some meat. But a bit of a problem for Marverni is a lot of these troops are size 3, so they won't get trampled, and the boars are especially bad at, actually fighting stuff it can't trample. You can see they just have 1 gore attack, and it's just really a low quality attack. And these are the better versions. These are the commanders with better versions, so the free spawn boars are significantly out of luck against this Atlantis army. So despite being equipped for thugging, a lot of these Basalt Kings are casting spells, though there are some thuggings. Anyways, not much to see there. He takes it, loses some more spearmen, which I guess works out. These, they're only 10 gold troops. These are a bit more valuable. So he definitely took attrition in these fights, but no mage losses, and I feel like it's a fairly easy thing for Atlantis to rebuild those troops. And this Marverni fight against Saramatia. This is another one of his big mage balls, though he only has some amount of boars against a giant sacred stack. Okay, let's see this divine blessing. So Saramatia's got magic weapons, reinvig, magic resistance, blood surge, pretty decent half rainbow bless. On Marverni's side, you see some swarm spam. Now I like the swarm spam here because he just needs bodies to stay alive and distract these troops. But the problem remains that these are size 3 boars fighting size 3 troops, so he can't trample them. So he's just kind of throwing 15 damage, 12 attack skill, shitty attacks against these 12 defense skill, double attack troops. So it's really a mismatch. There's he's mixing in soul slays, which is a bit interesting. It's weird for him to mix up the types of evocations he's doing. But, yeah. Let's see. Saramatia's got Howl, Relief. Guess he has Rigor Mortis up. Guess he just wants to fatigue out the Marverni mages, and once they cast their spells, they won't wake up again. Excuse me. I'm not seeing a communion this time. guess he's not communioning. Blah, words. This looks like attack rear borders, maybe. For his attack closest, I don't think we'd see guys flanking around the side. But yeah, Marverni getting crushed in this battle again. Mages having a difficult time waking up to retreat, so yeah. Another big loss for Marverni this turn. And I think this turn sort of signals Marverni's chances to survive this war. I think this sort of tips him over the edge of being able to recover. Like, say if he agreed to give up some amount of land to like piece 1 or 2 people and focus on the rest. He could have still done it, but with losing those boars and the boar commanders that give the free spawn, and losing what's this, 6 mages here, 12 mages here, no mages here, but a lot of these could have died in the retreat. If you take a look at this fort, yeah, they all died in the retreat. There's no place for them to go, so he lost what, like 30 total mages? 18. And 13. Yeah, over 30 mages this turn, so that's a crippling blow of 2 battles this turn on him. So really, he only has 2 army stacks left, it looks like. This big one with another only 20 mages about. He has 2 armies, kind of half in these 2 forts, but yeah. Looks like we were doing some counter raiding here, or like trying to catch some stuff here. 40 troops, but we can't stand up to this, especially without mage support. And once again, I'm a size 3 nation, so he can't trample me with boars. And just the skills on my troops doesn't really let him win in a melee fight, so I guess I'm just kind of harping on, I think a larger bless on Marverni is kind of the way to go on the nation. So you can actually trample stuff. So they're size 4 instead of size 3. Anyways, so on the Marverni front, we're moving off here, raiding here. We could bump Atlantis. I'm kind of okay doing that. I feel like I win a thug fight versus Atlantis. Our Melqarts walking here to try to kill his god. Our scouts coming to sit on this fort. Interestingly, the little squad here walked off to raid Atlantis. We see Arco doing some preaching in his lands on our border, trying to push back our dominion. So on the Marverni front, we're just kind of trying to dodge this army, do some raiding where he doesn't have armies. Yeah, so for Berytos, noticeably, the big news this turn is he did not fight me with this doom stack. So this trap we set up didn't do much. So we did take this throne from him. I don't know if he claimed it, but we're going to build up a lab on it. I thought maybe I forgot to do it, but I was planning to do a wizard tower on it. Wizard tower is a high alteration spell. Where is it? Here. 50 gems to cast it. And it puts a very high defense fort in the province in the magic phase, so I want to lock down this province. I have The Melqart with the fluffers walking over to move and patrol it. So if Berytos walks to reclaim this with the Doomstack, I'll hopefully kill it. And if he walks his army onto this province, the fort will build from the magic phase portion of it, but it'll have 0 defense. So it'll be instantly cracked, just so you know how that works. So that's why I'm moving here and patrolling. Also labbing. I have 2 Melqarts raiding these 2 forts. Just trying to apply some pressure against him. He hasn't shown any counter raiders strategies yet. So I'm just, denying him gold, denying him mage recruitment turns, denying him blood hunting. And I'm starting to think about attacking into Berytos. I do want to kill this army, and I'm trying to do it with a trap. But he just hasn't walked into it yet. Any other ritual stuff? A lot of crafting as usual. I think I have like 6-ish hammers. Crafting every turn. See a lot of my items here. I sort it later in the game once I learn you can shift, left click and drop it. So you can see, I have a lot of boosters around for path access. I did do the Staff of Elemental Mastery, and I think I've shown it before. I would have needed this to do my global here, Eternal Pyre. Anything else? No, I'm not really moving a lot of stuff around. I'm just kind of merging up troops, raiding. Not a whole lot of action this turn to expect for the next out of me, but yeah. Research. We are pushing to Alt 9. As you can see here, we get that next turn. And that's a key point technology for us. It's going to make our Dawn Guard focused troop strategy extremely powerful in fights. If they're not doing a lot of elemental damage, just physical damage, it'll just make it really hard for them to fight troops against me. And by they, I mean just them in general. Like the archers in this Berytos army are going to be useless. The Clayman terracotta soldiers won't do any damage. The fire snakes will do a bit of damage thanks to their poison attacks, but like their fire damage on the fire snakes won't do much, so yeah. It's a big power spike for me coming up. After that we're going Evocation 7. What's there? Firestorm, so that's the big synergistic spell to go with Armies of Gold. For graphs, you can take a look at these. Provinces, you can see we're getting some advantages off raiding still. There's that little dip from when the war with Berytos started. Forts constantly going up. Income kinda stalled a little, but going up hopefully still. Income for gems is shooting up rapidly, and this is when like the remote site searching really kicked off. Research looks strong. Dominion is going up. Wonder if this corresponds with when we finished off Russ. Kinda looks like the Dominion's matching when we finished off Russ and built some temples. Actually on temples, so we have 6 temples built for 6 Dominion strength. On the Dominion front, we have our Dominion filled in most of our land, which is pretty good. When you're a skills build, you really want your candles to sort of be pushing at least filled in. Pushing out's not bad either, but like you want to benefit from these gold bonuses. So like here, you can see I'm not getting any real benefit here. It's like a -9 net. Whereas like in my land, you can see it's 12 minus 5, which is what, 7? 8? 8 plus 6, I don't know, like 14, 15-ish bonus income versus like being negative outside of it. So, yeah. Gem income wise, it's super strong. We're spending a lot of gems to remote site search, which is costing us now. But like you can see, we have so much gem income anyways to be crafting what we need. With, you know, like 6 hammers a turn doing crafting and remote site searching, so we have a very healthy gem economy. Yep. So, you know, still doing a lot of remote searching some places, I imagine. Maybe not. Did I finish it? Nope, still doing some here. Not much here. So I think if we look here, yeah, a lot of the remote searching is actually done. We could fill in like air and death and some water a bit, but like fire is pretty much done, earth is pretty much done, astral, nature, all pretty much done. Okay, so I think that covers it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.